We met with Rick Rubin a couple times actually, and I feel like one of the things that he said that has kind of resonated with me was that, you know, a song is a good song when you can strip it of all its kind of bells and whistles, and when you can pull it down to its core and it still stands on its own, then it's a good song. And so I think that that's not really been a focus, but something that I think we've been at least somewhat aware of.
Firm in the ground, while the north wind is taking its toll, you help me to find my way back and to anchor my soul.
Yeah, our new record, I think it's our 8th full length. It's called Major Minor. The title Major Minor originally came from one of the songs on the record and was referencing something that started kind of cropping up in a bunch of the songs, a practice of putting a major chord in where normally the key would call for a minor chord. It's something a lot of the kind of grunge bands were doing in the early 90s, and has a particular mood and tone to it. And we hadn't really done much of it before, and started just finding it happening in the new songs. And then later on it took on kind of a double meaning as describing this idea of these great, joyful, awesome things going on in life right alongside of these dark and confusing and painful things as well. So I think we had just seen a lot of that very poignantly in the last year or so, 2 years, and it made sense for the record. The last 2 records, I think we've been, I think they're written in a similar way to where we really approached it in the studio, letting whatever was happening at that time really influence how the song ended up sounding. I guess having less preconceived ideas of where the song was going to go once we all got in the room together.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was more just kind of a natural, organic way of letting things happen. I hate that word. I don't know why I say that. Anyway, yeah, just, I think we did the Alchemy Index a couple records ago, which was really, I mean, it was a concept record, but because of that nature, it was really kind of, it's very calculated and very thought out. And so I think as a reaction to that, Beggars was written very much in the opposite way. And so I think we just had a good time doing it that way, and just kind of continued to do it with Major Minor.
Yeah, I think there was things that we really liked about it, and we wanted to build on the way that the music really moved well and had a good groove and rhythm to it, and we took some of that and I think just pushed it harder on this record in a lot of ways.
You were built for blessing, but you only make them bleed. But you don't care. You don't care. Bruises are but shadows of the blackness that you breathe. But you don't care. You don't care.
Dave Schiffman is a good friend of ours who we first met when we recorded Visu. He was our engineer for that record. And just through that experience, we got to be close friends with him and kind of kept in touch with him for the next several years. And when it came time to mix Beggars, I was doing all the engineering and stuff, and I was kind of having a hard time with the mixes, so we decided to turn it over to Dave. And so he ended up mixing Beggars, and then this time around for Major Minor, he ended up producing and engineering and mixing, doing the whole deal.
We were pretty, probably 90% done with the songs, and he came in and we sat down and listened through, and he gave some input, and we adjusted some stuff. But mostly I think we were both on the same page with he's coming in here to make this record sound rad and awesome like it should, and take some weight off Tepe of having to do that himself. So when we first met up with Dave, he's like, "Hey, you guys know you wrote a grunge record, right?" And we're like, And it was interesting because we had been seeing bits of it, but to have someone outside of it picking up on that was interesting. And the fact that that is that way at all was definitely strange. It wasn't like we're like, hey, let's have a throwback kind of grunge sound on this record, like at all. Like it just, I don't know. I think maybe just the stuff that we were getting excited about, the way that was moving some of these darker moods, was just the same stuff that was getting picked up on, at a different time period. And I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like whenever you do anything in a concentrated amount of time, you kind of develop some unintentional themes, and apparently grunge was one of the large theme that we had unintentionally developed. But yeah, I mean, it was funny because we'd been joking about it kind of, just offhandedly, and for him to walk in and kind of pick up on that right away was funny.
As we move on in our career, the songs translate much better acoustically, I think, in general. It's like to where the whole record, can be played acoustically, and I think really work. And hopefully that's a testament to the melodies being strong, to the structures being well thought out. And so I think this record works really well.
I think for me, what I'm most proud about, at this point, is that we're still here. We're still here, and we're still the same four guys, and it's been 13 years. And that's pretty crazy. I mean, when we started the band, we honestly had no expectations and no lofty goals, and have literally been taking every single step as it comes, and, counting everything as a blessing. So, I mean, I still can't believe we're here.
And I think more than that, just that we're still, I think we would say, doing our best work, or at least we're really excited about what's going on right now. We all love this record, and yeah. Hey, I'm Dustin.
And I'm Tepe.
We're from the band Thrice, and you're watching Baeblemusic.